Good afternoon guys, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another What's in the Bag, which is a theme that's been going on. So you'll see we've gone through my bag, so we've seen all the setup from the driver down to the putter. But now we've got a 15 handicapper on who's looking for some new clubs. So come on down, Dave, mid-handicap Dave.
How are you doing?
Very good, yourself?
I'm all right, thanks.
So Dave's been getting on to me about a new driver. Potentially now he wants a new putter. He feels like he's grown out of the putter that I did fit him on the channel. So we're going to go through his bag now. We're going to have a look at what clubs he's got, what he's been using, and which ones he's looking to change and why. Because there needs to be a reason why he wants to change. Everybody wants to change, but
Can't I just change because I like new stuff?
well, that's what most people do. So we're going to start off and talk about Dave's woods to start with. So Dave currently carries a driver, and this is a
3-wood
and a 3-wood. He's then got some hybrids, but we'll go through the hybrids and how they match in with the set on the next video. So first of all, driver. Dave has got a terrible head cover to start with, although they have started off well. So Dave has got a vintage, hopefully that's picked it up, M1 tailor-made driver. So I understand now why Dave wants a new driver, and we've also done a video on this with what shaft he's got in there. So
and it's a 3-wood shaft.
It's a 3-wood shaft, 60 gram regular flex. It's one that Dave's been using for a while now. Was fitted for him to get better contact.
Yeah, back in 2017.
2017, so quite a while ago, 5 years nearly.
So I'm due a new one, really.
So Dave is due a new one.
I have tried to be fitted a couple of 3 times, and nobody's actually beating it for either distance or consistency.
So this was a very good driver. Obviously, people like Matt Fitzpatrick, he did keep his in for a long time. He's only just changed to the new Titleist driver, which then he did win the US Open, so it was a good change.
Well, following in my footsteps.
But he kept this in the bag for a long time. So Dave's comfortable with this. It is a 3-wood shaft. So into the winter we might look again, and we did do it previously, but we might get him up here and have a fitting, or we'll go and see if we can get a fitting somewhere else. That is not my forte, to say the least, unless it's wedges and putters. So let's hit this one now, Dave. Let's hit one down there in the middle of the fairway, and then we'll talk through your 3-wood, which is certainly a lot newer.
It is, indeed.
Just up the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Not your finest drive.
No.
Not a great representation, but Dave just also said to me this is his 3-wood, so the Maverick 3-wood at 15 degrees. It has got a, wrong way, 5.5 regular 60 gram riptide shaft. So Dave just mentioned he also uses this off the tee when the driver's not going well. So a prime example there, not his finest drive. So we're going to see how he uses this off the tee as well. So tees it just up a little bit. One big thing I see here from a lot of amateurs is when you're teeing the 3-wood up, don't tee it too high. You can see Dave there, the tee is only just above the ground. A lot of people have it teed up too high, hit down on it, which is what we're supposed to do, and then it makes one of those delightful sky marks that nobody wants. So Dave's going to play this. Great shot. So you can see why Dave sometimes uses that. That's a nice little draw set off down the right hand side and is in position A.
And it's interesting because that probably goes as far as the M1 does, especially on a dry day like this.
It certainly does. That'll have ran just as far as Dave's driver. He feels a little bit more confident sometimes with that when the driver goes off. So it's a great club to have in the bag, but we'll see how he feels in the fairway. So with a 3-wood, one of the main things I say when people are getting a 3-wood and putting it into their set is make sure it's got a loft that you're comfortable with, because obviously there's a strong 3-wood, they can go down to maybe 13 degrees dependent. You can get them up to 16 degree, which could be classed as a 4-wood. So it's getting one that suits and does more than one job, because we want it to be good off the tee. Like Dave said, a cracking drive there off the tee with it, better than his driver by about 60 yards, 70 yards. But we also want it to be off the fairway. So we want to be able to hit it, you know, if we're going into a green or we're trying to get down on a par 5 or a long par 4. We want to feel comfortable with that, not that I'm having to drop down to a hybrid. So make sure that you've got the right amount of loft. Think about what golf course you've got. Do you have a lot of 3 woods second shot? If you do, or even off the tee, do you need something that goes a little bit higher? So you might go 16 degrees. This one, obviously the Maverick, is non-adjustable. So Dave's set on his 15 degree, but that's one that you felt comfortable when you were trying.
Yeah, it is a the guys from Callaway were doing one of those days fitting days, so I had to go. I actually fancied it because I generally hit that hybrid so well.
Yeah, which is often a thing if like people will get is stick with a brand, go with I was good with the Maverick hybrid. It's going to get a similar feel, it's going to get a similar sound, which is something that Dave's used to with that. So a good option for there, Dave. He's not gone to a total different brand, he's not gone to Ping and it sounds totally different. It's gone uniform, he's known, obviously it's been good with the hybrid. You've had some good results with this. So let's hit this one down towards the green now then. So do you feel comfortable on the fairways with this? Do you use it a lot or not?
No, I don't use it. I don't use it as much as I should. There's probably 3 or 4 holes at Garforth where I could use it.
Yeah.
But control's always the worry with it.
Okay.
Because Garforth's really quite tight, and if you're slightly offline, you're in trees and
you're a goner.
chipping.
Well, it's a little bit wider here at Royal Waterfront, so let's hit this straight towards the flag.
Okay.
Fell a little bit forward, but a good strike, a long way down there.
A bit of a drop kick, but do you know what?
A little bit, just because of the way you fell. But you can see there, guys, it hit that well, came out exactly how we expected, a little bit low, as we would expect with a 3 wood. Yeah. But that's something to think about. When you go for a fitting, think about, right, can I ask about a 4 wood? 4 woods are becoming a lot more popular now, the same as 7 woods are coming back. You know, a lot more people, including myself, are using those because the gapping might be better, depending on how far you hit it, depending on what flight you've got. You might be a lot more comfortable with a 4 wood, just like you might be more comfortable with a 7 wood instead of a hybrid. We saw that Dave wasn't on the occasion on the video a couple of weeks ago, but I am more comfortable with that than a hybrid. And it's the same here. You might be more comfortable with a 4 wood, a little bit shorter shaft. You're going to lose a little bit of distance, but you might be a lot more confident, and it might be a lot more versatile from off the tee, and then these kind of shots here, because everybody has those long par 4s at your course. As soon as we get into the winter, that shot of Dave's might only get 150 yards just because it might plug and stop. Whereas the 7 wood, the 4 wood, might carry a little bit further, might still get down there towards, you know, 200 yards, which is better than the 3 wood. So guys, that's the top end of Dave's bag. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Comment below what kind of driver are you using. Is anyone still using the trusty M1? Has anyone else got a 3 wood shaft in their driver? And why have you got that there? And what 3 woods have you got, guys? What are you looking to get for Dave? We're going to be looking at that fitting coming into the winter. What kind of clubs would you like to see him get fitted? I know there's certain brands like Shrixon, Mizuno, ones that we don't see as much. Is there any in particular? We shall have a look at the comments and we'll see what we can get for Dave. But guys, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again later in the week.
See you soon.